Hey everybody, it's Stormy Iris, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time, we awoken in weird shrine waterbed thing, and made it out here to the Great Plateau, where we met this random old man. We also got the basics of dying, but also some cool advanced techniques, like being able to cancel fall damage, and some cool combat techniques. And in this episode, we're going to be making our way over to that weird structure thingy over there. Alright, so we got an enemy camp here. We're going to approach quietly. We're going to get the upper hand on him. Take you out. How was that a critical hit? What? Right? Come over this way. And I'm going to take you out. And there we go. There we go. Without even having to engage. That's just how good any ranged weapon is. What's on there so I can actually get my aim right. So the weird thing about playing this on an emulator, and if you play the actual game itself, you would know this. There are certain areas that are required to have motion control. Yep, your favorite Nintendo gimmick, motion control. I do have a method to getting around this issue, but that'll come up when that comes up, and hopefully it'll work. I'm hoping. But for the most part, I'm gonna gather some resources here and some materials. A lot of arrows. Wow, we have 28 already. That's huge. Okay. Oh, more box to break. Get over here. Get over here. I'm gonna break you. That. Not the apple. Alright, get over here. Oh, actually, is that what I think it is? No, you can't trick me like that, dude. What the hell? I thought it was a torch. Okay. Open this chest. So I believe in order to get the, there's a certain little jingle that plays when you defeat an enemy camp. I believe you have to engage with it. So because I fought it, from a distance and didn't actually engage with them, I don't think it'll actually play the jingle. So I'll show what that is next time you see it. I'm gonna look down here. Yes. Give me the fish. There we go. Hyrule Bass. We collect these. Makes sense in a minute. Oh, I already collected it. There's another spot where we can collect more Hyrule Bass. Oh, make it up. Okay. Yeah. So another big. I know when it was a big issue when the game first came out. Was the stamina wheel. Don't worry, there are perfect ways to getting around the stamina wheel. In terms of just being able to do a lot of certain actions, a lot of things coming up that'll improve upon that. The Almond Owl Shrine. These are shrines. Open up this chest, and got a ruby. So, if you have the DLC installed, like I do, there'll be 3 chests scattered around the Great Plateau. And these are going to get you some really cool items. Just to start off, they're pretty good starting items. Well, two of the chests are good starting items. One is, well, it's really goofy, and I love it, and we'll see it when we get to it. Access granted. Just gonna show this off. This is the cutscene for opening up a shrine. I'll show off the first one because, just so that we can save time. I'll show off for the first one, but all the rest of them I will skip. But yeah, we're entering a shrine. Yeah, you're also going to notice the really fast loading times. It is a blessing. Now, to put into purpose between going from this, because what I did originally, because I never actually 100% in my Switch playthrough before doing an emulator run. I originally did my first emulator run to see how well it would work, and it worked well. And then I actually did a full 100% playthrough on my Switch version. Outside of Korok Seeds, I'm not doing Korok Seeds. Absolutely not. You're never going to make me do Korok Seeds. But for the most part, yeah. So that's why I'm doing now. So here, how this series is going to be a breakdown. I probably should have stated this in the first episode. For at least the first few episodes, it's going to seem like, oh, the episodes are going to be like 20 to 30 minutes. No. but it's just gonna be for the Great Plateau, so we can break these into chunks, so they're gonna be a lot easier to digest, so that anybody who's starting out with Tears of the Kingdom coming up, which I recommend if you are excited for Tears of the Kingdom, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, if you finished it, now would be a good time to get into it, because it looks like there's gonna be a lot of elements from that game in Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, so the Great Plateau, at least for this series, is going to be broken up into chunks. I'm doing that so it's going to be a bit easier to digest for any new viewers, so that it's going to not be overwhelming, because I originally had the idea of doing like an entire like hour-long episode. Oh, dang. Take you down. That is a Shrine Guardian. Gives an nature spring. Awesome. So, I'm going to teach you a really cool technique. So, come over here. Do that. If you hold your shield out, jump in an A. Oh. Well, you don't really want to damage your shield while you do it, but you can do a shield jump. Shield jumps are pretty good if you want to cross easy gaps. But my inventory's close to this. Okay, my inventory, drop, okay, open this, because I want the slightly better. It's not like a whole lot better, but it is just slightly better. Open this up, here is our first room, and we've reached the end. Yeah, so, after the first few episodes of us on the Great Plateau, doing pretty much everything that we can, for the most part, we're going to be getting into the longer episodes. That's where we're going to be doing more goal-oriented episodes, and where we're going to be focusing on getting more things done per episode. You have proven to possess the resolve of a true hero. I am Omen Al, the creator of this trial. I am a humble monk, blessed with the sight of the goddess Hylia, and dedicated to helping those who seek to defeat Ganon. With your arrival, my duty is now fulfilled. In the name of the goddess Hylia, allow me to bestow this gift upon you. Please accept the spirit orb. And? Oh! Yep, there it is. Because I didn't do this on my run through. Because I just skipped it. So, here's what that looks like with a bit of lag behind it. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's what the cutscene looks like. And we got a spirit orb, a symbol of courage given to those who have overcome the challenge of a shrine. May the goddess smile upon you. And you're going to turn it into dust, so we can just skip it. Yeah, so again, like I said, everything else we're going to skip, but I just want to show it off for the first time. Yeah, so pretty much everything else is going to be longer episodes. Just the first few are going to be more segmented to give you just, you know, how to kind of take things bit by bit in the Great Plateau, so you can really get the full experience and most buck for your dollar. Oh, it seems you managed to get your hands on a spirit orb. Well done. How did you know? Clairvoyance. Oh, or perhaps just something similar. As one gets older, it can become more difficult to see what's right before one's own eyes. However, that was once hidden from view can often be crystal clear. Perhaps that's not true for everyone. Ho-ho! The appearance of those towers and the awakening of the shrine. It is all connected to that Sheikah slate you carry on your hip there. What do you mean? It's been quite some time since I have seen that Sheikah slate. Long ago, a highly advanced tribe known as the Sheikah inhabited these lands. The great power of their wisdom saved this kingdom time and time again. But their ancient technology disappeared long ago. Or so it is said. It is interesting, however, to think that somehow that all survived. Bleh, how something like that has survived all this time, hidden away in a shrine. These shrines are tucked away in numerous places all across this land. On this plateau alone, I believe there are still 3 more. Bring me treasure from each of those shrines and I'll give you my paraglider. That wasn't the deal. Oh?
Well, I suppose I changed my mind. I'm sure that it won't be a problem for a young go-getter like you. Since I'm feeling generous, I will also teach you a trick for finding shrines. It's always best to survey the area by looking around from a high point. Let's see here. How about you make your way on top of that tower again?
You got it.
I admire your eagerness, but allow me to teach you something else before you go. Take a look at the map on your Sheikah slate. See those blue icons? You should recognize the cave where you woke, and the shrine you came from, and the tower. You can travel instantly to any of those places with the Sheikah slate. Or so I've heard. Oh, so I heard quite some time ago. I do not know if it actually works as such.
So, we're going to take advantage of magnesis here, and we're going to break some stuff. Oh. B. And of course you don't break. Okay, you know what? What the hell? Hey, listen. Thank you. Arrow and a baked apple. See some chests under here. Pull this up. Pull it out of the water. There we go. Open this up. Alright, here we go. I got an amber. So it's going to be a form of material that we can sell. Also, it's used for some crafting things. We won't see that until later, though. And we got an opal. Another one. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to put on top of this, and drop it. Oh. Or not. Listen. Alright. There we go. Took another drop. Okay, so I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to take it over this way. So, a really cool, like, thing that you can do is you can bring certain items over long distances with something along the lines of magnesis. Drop this. We're going to run over. This. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do that. It's also a really good way to get a good grip on how to use magnesis is... Oh! I'm sorry. There we go. Be able to cross that. You can also cross it with a shield jump. Ooh, fire arrows. Awesome. We can change our arrow type, so there's going to be multiple arrows. If we get fire, we get ice. Awesome. Fire arrows can burn enemies, and ice arrows can freeze enemies. This one example of an elemental weapon. So, we're going to see that there's another thing under here. Geez, if I can grab it, I'm going to put that in there. Or not. Okay. Do that. Here we go. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. So, we have to show this off eventually. Huh? You're not Hestiu? But you can see me? I didn't know your kind could see the children of the forest. Well, if you're running a Hestiu, please return this to him. Got a Korok seed. Oh, and my friends are hiding in different places too. Don't be shy about poking your nose into suspicious places. Yep. Koroks. My favorite gimmick in this game. Oh boy. If it's like a pretty obvious puzzle, I'll do them. Because we'll get into why Korok seeds are pretty good. Later on, I just hate the process of collecting them. Because there is a limit to... Oh, crap. I did not realize there'd be animals near. Okay. That's fine. So what I want to do is try to find the wildlife in this area. I could have taken a shot. I'm not going to because it is a waste of... No, they don't drop any. Oh, that's a Bokoblin. There we go. take them out. Awesome. I swear we'll get to the great. We're gonna head back to the tavern here in just a minute because I want to while I'm over here, I want to find. What the heck? Why are you over here? What? Oh, I think it might teach you about hunting. What we're gonna do. Got him! Ooh, got him! Yeah, so wildlife can spawn in the game. They can drop an assortment of different things. Like this one dropped meat. Different things will drop different sorts of items, so definitely be on the lookout for those. Zoom back in here. We're going to return back to the Great Plateau Tower, and we're going to teleport. Awesome. Yeah, compile your shaders. Yeah, so it's gonna the compiling shaders is gonna get better as we go. But for right now, it is going to be quite present. Excuse me. Just had to take a drink, and somehow you're already up here. Even though you were down there.
Well, you certainly took your time. Did you forget how to travel instantly?
No, I remember.
Now then, I wanted you to join me up here so you could use this as a vantage point to search for shrines. Did you know about the scope on your Sheikah slate? Look through it, and you can stick a pin anywhere you would like to mark on the map.
There's actually a really funny piece of dialogue if you were to teleport instantly after he tells you about it.
The pins on your map serve as a reference point for your travels. Just stick a pin anywhere you're interested in.
How do you know?
Oh, just a few tricks I picked up after many, many years in the wild. You may take my advice or leave it. Go ahead and take a look if you feel inclined to do so.
Yeah, there's actually a really funny piece of dialogue if you manage to teleport here like right after. Link will ask, how did you get here so fast, considering that you had just teleported right after you talked to him? And he tells you something like really funny. I don't exactly remember what he says. I know it's a really funny response. So we're gonna see that there's more shrines over here on the plateau. We're going to mark them on with our Sheikah scope. There we go. But yeah, it's a really funny piece of dialogue. It's like nothing major, but it's just like one of those little cool little details that obviously poke at the idea that this guy is definitely interesting to say the least. So, I'd say for right now, we're going to make our way down to this first shrine since it is the closest. Yep, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to get better with that as we go. But, yeah, so we're going to make our way over to this shrine to talk a bit more how the series is going to go. Like I said, it's going to be, for right now, so we're going to do 2 shrines in this episode, and then the other 2 shrines in the next episode. And then after that, we're going to be getting more off the plateau, and we're going to see more of the world beyond. And how we're going to do that is going to... Oh, of course you decided to spawn. These are style enemies. Style enemies cannot be damaged. Not naturally. You gotta hit their heads. You gotta knock their heads off and then damage them afterwards. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Focus spears. Spears are pretty decent weapons. They're definitely good for range if you don't want to get near an enemy. But in that good range, they lack good power. Oh, yeah, keys. Each have 1 health each, so they're not very strong. Got a keys eyeball. Again, this stuff is going to be useful for later on down the line. So be sure to collect. Okay. So yeah, be sure to collect this as you go. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so this is a guardian. Guardians will sprinkle the entire land of Hyrule. I figured that would happen. It happened to when I was just running through this area, not doing a whole lot, just loading a lot of the shaders. But I actually managed to parry it through literally 0 frames per second, so that is entirely a skill issue. Dang. I'm pretty sure the keys might respawn. No, neither of them respawn. Okay. Okay, so what I was trying to do there is a perfect parry. We're gonna go back in here again, and it's gonna make me see the cutscene again. Dang. If you're not confident, this is a good learning technique. So what I would recommend you do, make a save point. So that you can reload your save and be able to practice this multiple times. So the best way to do this, I did it too early. So when the blue ring flashes nearly all the way, that's when you parry, because like as soon as it does that, it's going to shoot the laser, and the laser shoots really fast. So you'd be able to just do that. Okay, there we go. We'll try this again. It will take you a few times to get used to this. It is really tricky. Try this again. Wow! I want to say I'm doing it too early, but like I don't know, because this is a skill you want to learn. This is no crap. I know what a guardian is. You are going to want to learn how to take care of these big enemies early on in your adventure, because you're going to be seeing a lot of them throughout your adventure. There we go, right there. When it flashes all the way, that's when you want to do it, like so. I'm just really bad at it, I guess. Guardians will drop ancient parts. You saw that we got one of them from that little guardian in the shrine. But yeah, really good skill to learn. Like, you really want to learn how to parry. It won't just be useful against guardians, it'll be useful against literally everything else. Break you up and kill you. Style enemies will come into multiple different iterations of them. But wow, they really just want to spawn. Absolutely not. I don't have a weapon. You can take down a guardian without, okay, what do I want to say? You can take down a guardian without doing the parry. It'll take a while, unless you have good weapons, but you can absolutely take it down, without having to, do the perfect parry. Certain weapons are better for taking down guardians, and we'll see that later on. But my best advice, learn how to parry. It will benefit you in the long term in several different ways. But that would be my best advice to you. Learn to parry early on. The Great Plateau is a really good starting area. It's one of the best, honestly, in gaming, because it is such a good way to learn the techniques and even early game advanced techniques, such as, being able to negate the fall damage. Although this is more like a speedrunning trick, but you can, a lot of what I'm going to do, it can be applied on a casual level. They're pretty easy to learn, and can be applied on that casual playthrough level. And believe me, it makes it so much more fun. Parrying is a very big combat technique, because not only can you parry guardian lasers, you could also parry enemy attacks and be able to de-arm them that method. So we have our remote bombs. Remote bombs, like the name implies, you throw them and then you'll be able to detonate them remotely. Detonate them remotely. That's what I'm trying to say. What do I want to get rid of here? I don't need 2 skeleton arms. These bombs are going to be key to one of the most fun techniques you can ever do in a game. We're going to get into it in here in a little bit. For right now, we're going to use this to get our way through. Do that. Like the name implies. Like so. I believe as long as you are within its range. Okay, I should probably explain that. Everything will, kind of phase out at a certain distance, it'll render out at a certain distance. So as long as you're within the range, and it can, good way to detect this. Say if I were to throw a bomb over there. Get out of here. Oh, crap. I don't know why I did this one over here. I'm gonna open this. Okay, so for instance, let's say that bomb is all the way at the beginning of the shrine. As long as it's within the visible rendering distance, and as long as this is flashing, you can detonate it. But if it's not, then you will have to place on another one. And they are on a timer, So you're gonna have to, you know, wait for it to refill. Oh, dang. To refill back up. We'll get to really good ways to speed that up later. Or really the only good way to speed it up later. I'm gonna drop this in. Not gonna do that. Dang. We're gonna drop it in there. Nope. And there we go. And it's a good way to use your bombs. Do that. So you can shoot your bombs at a distance. However, that's not the fun way of using your bombs. Let me introduce you to wind bombing. So you want to have a shield out. Preferably shield because it locks your camera in place, so it makes this easier. And you want to be at least above a decent enough thing where you're going to get bullet time. Bullet time will allow you to slow the world around you down so you can make more accurate bow shots. But that's not what we're going to be using this for. So the idea here, we're going to get lined up. The best way to do this is facing a cardinal direction, like north, south, east, or west. Is generally the best way to do this. It's going to make it more consistent, but you can do it any other way. But for the best consistency, this is the way that I learned to do it. But you can do it anyway. So what you want to do, jump over the ledge and place a bomb. So when you place a bomb, go into bullet time. And when you're in bullet time, bring up the thing, like this. Pull out the square bomb, place it down. Switch back to the circle bomb and detonate it. And that will launch you. Like so. There's a lot more advanced techniques you can do with the wind bombing. But this is just like one of the simpler ways of doing this. So again, you want to get up close against a wall or a ledge, have it set on the circle bomb. You want to do it. You have to have a bow with arrows in it. If you don't, it's not gonna work. So you want to do jump, place a bomb, like so. Okay, hold on. Jump, place a bomb, go into bullet time. When you do this, place the square bomb, go here, and detonate the circle bomb. And the circle bomb will launch you, or will launch you to the square bomb, which will launch in the link, and send you flying. We're going to be using that quite a lot in this game. Because, quite honestly, it is one of the best methods of transportation, and it is just really, really good. So, get the spirit ore for this area. Now we're at 2. Awesome. But yeah, again, a lot of these techniques that I'm showing off, it doesn't just make it, like, it doesn't break it, it makes it more fun. Because a lot of what Breath of the Wild is playing your way. And playing your way is fun. Do that, and yes, you can absolutely kill yourself with your own bombs. If you're not careful with it, you can blow yourself up, and you can do really stupid stuff. So, I'm going to place out a save here. A couple more things I want to do before we end out the episode. I'm going to come down here. Yep, they were so kind to not place one guardian. But there's another guardian. They didn't just place down one guardian. They didn't place down just 2 guardians. They placed down 3 guardians in this area. Again, it is a really good place to learn how to do a lot of these techniques. Use this area to your advantage. It's a good learning ground. You're going to learn a lot of the more advanced techniques before you leave off the Great Plateau. I would recommend not just for the parts that they give. Ancient parts are heavily useful. But it's also a very good way to practice being able to parry with better accuracy. Now, we got the Nintendo Switch shirt. Here's what's interesting about this shirt. This was given out through the expansion pass. If you bought the Breath of the Wild expansion pass, which includes the Master Trials and Champion's Ballad, these EX chests would spawn on the Great Plateau. This one has a Nintendo Switch shirt. Now, logic would dictate that they would implement a Wii U shirt for the Wii U version. Nope. They were to dunk on you so hard for playing the Wii U version at launch with the expansion pass that they made the Wii U players wear the Nintendo Switch shirt. Believe me, I was one of these players. Because I didn't get the Breath of the Wild on the Switch until like a year later. Because I didn't get a Switch until like super long after. But yeah, I find that so funny that they didn't like. They could have just made like an all black shirt with the Wii U logo on it and have the all red shirt with the Nintendo Switch logo on it. No, they make the Wii U players, have the Nintendo Switch shirt on. It's so funny. It's just really just one of them got 'em moments. Now, if you look on the map, you will actually see where a Guardian is present by the flashing dot. There we go. Dang, when I actually learned to get my stuff together, I could actually, hit Guardian parry shots. But yeah. That's a good way to indicate where a Guardian is if you've been spotted. I'm pretty sure, or as long as they've been activated or they're active. It's either if they're searching for you or they're active. One of those two. But yeah. Really good way to be able to point that out. So, I think with that, I think this is a good place to wrap up episode 2. And I pressed the fucking A button and I didn't get that. I'm very upset. This is a good place to end off episode 2. So, next time on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now that we've taken out 2 shrines and 3 guardians and got us a really goofy looking Nintendo Switch shirt on a Wii U, we're going to be heading off to the last 2 shrines, that way and that way, and wrapping up everything here on the Great Plateau. See you guys then.